And I like how I can relate to people with just one word or one of the Singlish expressions like alamak, and we don't need to over-explain anything.
Hi.
안녕하세요.
Ni hao.
Buenas.
大家好 Bonjour.
Namaste. สวัสดีค่ะ
Szia! Izabella vagyok, 39 éves, és Budapestről, Magyarországról jöttem. Hi, I'm Izabella, I'm 39 years old, and I'm from Hungary, Budapest. So I was born in Budapest, Hungary, and I have one brother who's 1.5 years younger than me. We were very close to my mom. We usually walked with her to do her chores, cooking, shopping. At one point she bought that weekend house by that small lake in Hungary that we have. It's called the Venice Lake. We spent the summers in Gárdony, which was a very good thing, out in nature, not just in the concrete jungle of Budapest. It was a peaceful life, more or less, laid back compared to Singapore. I first heard about Singapore when I went to Tokyo, Japan when I was 17 years old. For my first modeling trip, I had an Australian flatmate, and she told me about Singapore because she was here before. I remember I was telling her, Japan is so clean. And then she said, you should see Singapore. And she said, the people are nice. So based on her description, I already fell in love with Singapore. I needed to find out for myself, and thank God I managed to come here. At the beginning, when I came to Singapore, I didn't plan to stay here very long, but when I started working as a model and at events, I realized that it's very easy to connect with people and network. And I met a lot of people who were very welcoming towards me and were willing to work with me. I got to meet different people from all walks of life. It's a connecting point where people can network with each other and open opportunity and an open door for me in Singapore. That's why I stayed here longer. In Hungary, I was living in kind of a safe bubble with my mother who looked after me and cooked for me, and I didn't really have to worry about a lot of things. And then when I came to Singapore, I fell in love with Singapore because it's so beautiful and inspiring and so different from Hungary. I love the luscious green, the trees, that it's always summer, it's never a gloomy winter. So I wanted to stay here to explore and see the adventures I can have here. Now I've been staying here for 15 years, which is not what I've planned, but I'm not regretting anything. I'm still adapting because I'm a very slow person. It has given me a lot of challenges, but I believe I've become faster and I've become more disciplined. But yes, in Singapore, you have to learn to organize your life better, to manage your time better, express yourself clearer because of the cultural differences. I wasn't raised speaking in English, so I had to learn it in secondary school, then in university. And my two majors were philosophy and English. I was always very interested in English because I felt that it was like a gateway to the world. And I always find it very interesting to compare how the Singaporean English is different. And I think it's a very unique thing about Singapore and very interesting for me to share about it to my foreigner friends as well, because they would have no idea the things we do here with the language and the things we say. I find Singlish very cute and fun. At the beginning, I was trying to resist, but over time, I started to use it more and more. I think in Singlish, there are a lot of other things that are very practical and efficient. For example, can, or also can. I use that myself. Hungary, we would say something like, ez lehetséges? Hogy lehet ezt megoldani? So it's similar to the English version, how we would say, is it possible? How can I do this? How can this be done? Instead of just one word. And it reflects also the fun and light-hearted side of the culture a lot of times, especially those Singaporean terms that I still haven't managed to learn, the whore, the lore. I think when I hear people talk, it's very fun, the way people express themselves in Singlish. The language reflects the culture of a nation so much, and I reflected how my Hungarian language reflects my thinking and my culture, and how the Singaporean English reflects the Singaporean thinking and culture, how Singaporeans think. It shows the characteristics of the nation of Singapore. They are efficient, they are hardworking, but they are also having fun at the same time and express themselves in playful ways. One of the things that I really like about Singapore is the lush, rainforesty nature. So I appreciate parks, and one of my favorite places is the East Coast. And I also like the Botanic Gardens because it's very easy for me to go there from the place where I live, and it's a very fast-free place. Picnic or playing badminton. I don't have to worry about what to do there, but I can just relax and take it easy and have an easy day there. Even though it's a busy city, but it somehow integrates the nature in a very beautiful way that I really admire. I like this place because it's nice to come to nature and connect and recharge. It's beautiful. I like walking around here and just unwind. Back in Hungary, I spend the summers in the weekend house closer to nature. So in Singapore, I also like to reconnect with nature every now and then. My favorite things about Botanic Gardens is to just walk around here, enjoying the quiet, peaceful environment. I usually just walk around and forget about everything. All those things that you usually think about. I think it helps you to recharge and give you a fresh start. Sometimes I think about how Singapore is only 60 years old. I look at Singapore as a baby country, but it still blows my mind how it can be so developed and so successful. I feel inspired. This is a story for me to always remember how things are possible, because Singapore is the testimony that difficult things or almost impossible things can be done. Singapore has changed me and shaped me. I would still call myself a Hungarian at heart, but I did kind of grow up here mentally and emotionally. And what it means to be a Singaporean to me is that I can relate to the people in a way that I wasn't able to relate to when I was just a tourist. I understand the things they say and the things they don't say. Sometimes you can read the cues of people or even read their minds. And I like how I can relate to people with just one word or one of the Singlish expressions like alamak. And we don't need to over-explain anything. Sometimes people say I sound Singaporean in text. I enjoy how I can connect with people through the language, the food, and through our shared experiences here in Singapore. And that's what makes me a Singaporean, I feel, when I feel I belong here. I hope to grow more in my own individual journey, get to know myself even better, grow as a person. I'm still figuring it out, what I want to do next. Nevertheless, I'm in a good phase now, and I think I'm just thankful for a lot of things that I have now, and I think I just need to continue what I've been doing. Kedves Szingapúr, köszönöm, hogy otthont adtál nekem, és hogy befogadtál a részedként. Köszönöm azt is, hogy rengeteg dolgot tanítottál nekem az emberekről, a világról, de leginkább saját magamról. Köszönöm a szépséget és a sok érdekes élményt. Erősebbé, tudatosabbá tettél, de legfőképp azt köszönöm, hogy általad önmagam egy magasabb rendű verziójával találkozhattam, és hogy teret adtál az egyéni átalakulásomhoz. Volt néhány negatív élményem is, amik végső soron az élet természetes részei, és szükségem volt rájuk ahhoz, hogy fejlődjek. De sokkal több jó, sőt, sorsfordító tapasztalatot adtál. Különleges embereket, akiket szerethetek, másokat, akiktől tanulhattam, de ami a legfontosabb, hogy általad mélyebb szinten találkozhattam önmagammal. Hálás vagyok neked, Szingapúr, és hálás vagyok Istennek is, hogy egy ilyen különleges találkozásokkal teli helyre hozott. Szeretettel, Izabella.